Gold cast a magical spell on people in the 19th century. For many people, these were hard and uncertain times, with poverty never far away from the door. Placer gold offered instant wealth without requiring a large upfront investment of capital. The natural attraction of wealth through gold collided with the mystique of the Arctic, remote, cold, forbidding, unknown. The idea that the streets were paved with gold, which is how contemporaries described Dawson City, gave the North a magnetic pull.
When gold was discovered in Klondike Creeks, it was obvious that it had been washed there by water flowing from a higher location. If several creeks flowed down the same hill, and all of them had gold, it was probable that there was a large deposit of gold somewhere up that hill. This was the so-called mother lode, and it was this that led prospectors to mine creeks all over the region. However, no mother lode was ever found in the Klondike, so it's likely that it had been removed by glaciation during the Ice Age, and its gold already transported down the creeks.
The discovery of the mother lode would have produced unimaginable wealth for the discoverer, and would have been an event of world-changing significance. The Klondike Gold Rush held the potential that it was close to the mother lode, and that alone convinced millions of people to consider joining a stampede, and over 100,000 actually headed north to the Yukon.
Only a very few of them made enough money from gold to make the trip worthwhile. The rest came, looked around, and then went home, poorer than they arrived. Other people, though, and a good number, opened bars and grocery stores and brothels and other public conveniences. These are the people who were called mining the miners. They mined the miners, and some made a considerable fortune from doing so, whereas the majority of people who came really didn't make enough to make it worthwhile at all.
The Klondike Gold Rush really had it all. It had a dramatic frontier location, great wealth, the high drama of a mad rush to the creeks, and an intriguing international location. It was truly a grand event, with thousands of individual stories. The magnetic power of gold gave the entire episode a special luster, allowing millions of people around the world to live vicariously through the experiences and encounters the Stampeders had with the far Northwest.
The Gold Rush era coincided with the era of what's called yellow journalism in North America. Formerly, newspapers had catered to the middle classes mostly, but now new papers were founded selling for a penny or two a copy based on sensationalism and aimed at what was perceived to be the tastes of working class people. William Randolph Hearst's papers whipped up enthusiasm for the Spanish-American War and featured many stories about overnight millionaires in the far north, some of them true, some of them not true. But when a man returned from the Klondike with $500,000 in gold, the equivalent of 500 years' wages for a working man, the public went wild. Living conditions were not good for working people, especially factory workers in the 1890s, even without the Depression that was occurring. And this kind of wealth was a huge attraction. It was the equivalent of winning many, many millions in the lottery.
Timing is everything. The Klondike Gold Rush occurred in the midst of a bitter depression that threw hundreds of thousands of people out of work and left them looking with a combination of hope and desperation for a path out of their economic distress. In this environment, the Klondike grabbed the public's attention and held on to it for years. Here, every person could head north with a dream and a bag of optimism. That only a handful of people actually struck it rich did not deter people any more than failing to win the lottery stops people from buying tickets.